Hello and welcome back everyone to the NBA 2K22 MyNBA expansion series with the Kansas City Scouts. And today we have the most important offseason yet. We have made small steps each and every season to get to this point right now. We have improved pretty much every season so far. And this past year we obviously lost in the first round in 7 games to the Charlotte Hornets, who were the 5th best team in the entire league. And now we have to see how we can improve our team and take that next step, possibly to get us into a top contending spot in the Eastern Conference. So first, it's time to compare this year's stats to previous year's team stats. And first off, we have team record, which was our best record ever at 47-35, which was 5 games better than last season. We were 11th overall in terms of record, which was up 7 spots from last year. Now for points per game, we had 114.3, which puts us at 15th, so right in the middle, maybe barely above the average team, but pretty much at the average. So offense has got to get better, but it's better by like 5 points compared to last season. For points allowed per game at 109.2, that was best in the entire league. So if you look up here, we had the best defense, at least during the regular season, because that was not the case during the playoffs. We had a couple of games where we allowed a lot of points, especially game 1, where we allowed almost 140 points to the Hornets. So defense was pretty good. Hopefully that can be the same. But the top scoring teams still took us apart. For differential, we were 10th at 5.1, which was 10 spots better than last year. For points allowed per game, we were like 5 spots better than last year, from 6th to 1st. For field goal percentage, we were 13th in the entire league at 47% from the field, which was 10 spots better than last year. For 3-point percentage, we were at 39.5%, good for first in the entire NBA. So we were the best 3-point shooting team, probably thanks to Weaver and Wade Webb and Wiggins and Jackson. All 4 of those guys can shoot really well from beyond the arc. So our starters, great job there. That was a 13-spot improvement compared to last year. Free throws, though, were a major problem. We were 31st in the entire league at 73.6% at the line, which was like 13 spots lower than last season. And that's just really bad compared to how we are shooting this year, because we shot well, but not at the free throw stripe. Rebounding, we were 6th in the entire league in terms of rebounds per game at 51.7, which was an improvement by 6 spots compared to last year, where we had 50.6. Our assist numbers, though, took a drop from 7th last year to 13th this year. Maybe because Palmer, I guess, would pass more often than he shot, but Weaver is more of a scoring point guard than anything else. So that might have a thing to do with it, but we go from 7th to 13th this season, so 28.5 per game for us. Then for steals per game, we had 8.4, which was good for 11th across the NBA, which was a 12-spot improvement, because last year we were like 23rd. For blocks per game, we were 11th as well at 5.9, which is a 5-spot drop compared to last season. And for turnovers per game, got to sort by the other way, we were 16th. The 17 it's got to be flipped because it sorts by the highest instead of the lowest. So really we were 16th, which is the same as last year. So no improvement for turnovers per game, which is probably has to do with our offensive points, because we turn the ball over more often than not. Compared to the rest of the league, or pretty much the average team. So if we get better at that, then we can get better at scoring. All that being said, it's time for us to sim the rest of the playoffs here and see what happens. As you can see, the Jazz upset the 1 seed Timberwolves in 6 games to move on. The Nuggets won in 6 against the Kings to move on. So the 4 seed takes on the 8 seed over in the West. The 2 seed takes on the 3 seed over in the East. The Cavaliers won in 6 games against Philadelphia. They'll face Boston, so 1 seed versus 5 seed. We lost to the 3 seed Hornets, and the Hawks took down the 7 seed Raptors. So 1 versus 5 and 2 on 3 in the East. That's in the rest of these playoffs. The Cleveland Cavaliers are again your champions, their second championship in the last 2 seasons. Last year it was the Supersonics. They took a big step back, and now the Cavs come back and win it for the first time in 2 seasons. And the NBA MVP, or the Finals MVP, goes to Evan Mobley. 21.5 points per game, 17 rebounds per game in the finals. That is absolutely absurd. And 4 assists per game, plus 2.8 blocks per game, and 39% from 3, 56% from the field. He was just spectacular for them. They swept the Thunder after sweeping Boston and winning in 5 against the Hornets, who beat the Hawks in 6 games. But the Cavs just kind of rolled through the playoffs pretty easily this season. And that means it is time to advance to the offseason, where we have a lot of draft picks and a lot of moves to make. I have a couple of things in mind that I'll get to once we are pretty much at the draft. Retirements. LeBron James retires as a Piston after 21 years in the league. The legend for him is over at age 40, and he will be one of the most highly touted players of all time, up there with Michael Jordan. Derrick Rose retires. Gallinari, Robin Lopez, Nicholas Batum, who we had for 1 season, DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson, the Morris brothers retire at the same time, and more players as well are done. Staff. Eric Spoelstra retires. Sidney Lowe, Hamilton, Rose, and Malone all are done. Hall of Fame is LeBron James, of course, no question about that. 26, 7, and 7 across his career, and easily Hall of Fame. And he will have his Heat jersey retired, his Lakers one retired, and of course his Cavs one retired as well. So every team that he played for besides the Pistons in this save has been retired. One of the most important events of the entire offseason is right here, the draft lottery. We have the 6 best odds because the next leg is played better the latter half of the year. And we also have the 12th pick in terms of odds from the Clippers. So that's 2 of our 4 picks for this draft. And I'm going to use the other 2 picks to probably trade up at some point, maybe twice. I don't know how it's going to go. But draft lottery, here we go. I pick 12. No changes here yet. The Scouts will not move up. But the Spurs will. The Magic have pick 11, so the Spurs will jump into the top 4. The Grizzlies take pick 9, so the Heat also leapfrog into the top 4. Pick 8. Now we have the best odds for this pick. What do? We stay at pick 8. So pick 8 and 12. And that is highly unfortunate for us. The Lakers don't get pick 7. They leapfrog top 4. The Bulls take pick 7. Or rather, they keep their pick, I guess, because they had a protection on that. The Suns get pick 6. Pick 5 goes to Portland. Pick 4, the Lakers will leapfrog. The Spurs get it instead, I think. Lakers pick 3. No, sir. They get top 2. Cavs go down to 3. off their Brooklyn pick, so the champions don't get the first overall pick. The Lakers will have the first overall pick. The second goes to the Heat. So a trade with the Lakers is looking likely. So right there is your draft lottery. We have pick 8 and pick 12. We also have pick 22 and pick 27. So I'm going to be using those and our first next year as well, plus a couple of players to try and move things around here. In terms of staff signings, a lot of our guys are on 1 year or are on their last year of their deals, but we have some budgetary stuff, so I'm going to try and sign a post-D coach to help with our defense in the paint, and I'll try and get Caleb Goldman, but it might be fruitless here. We also don't have another scout. I could sign one more scout, but I think that maybe we got to get a team doc. That's way more important here. Let's try and get Chen Yuan. Offer him. And I'll also try and I'll try and get a Win Whisperer, but don't know if we have the money to sign all 3 of these guys. Goldman will sign, so we have him, and we can't get Brown or Ewing, so I gotta get a new team doctor. We're going to sign Robert Romero as our team doctor. We will also sign Cody Washington as a wing whisperer to help out this offense. Okay, the NBA draft. I have had my eye on Ronnie Jordan this entire season long, and I do not want to lose out on him, so I'm going to try and trade up from pick 8 or pick 12 to get that first overall pick. And I will try and give up a lot because I am willing to do whatever I can, because he is 6'8". He can play defense, can play offense. He can play point guard, shooting guard, or small forward, whatever I want him to. He's a very versatile guy, and I need him on this team. Gonna offer our 12th overall pick, our 22nd overall pick, and our 27th overall pick to get this first overall pick. The Lakers are gonna offer a counter offer. They want to trade the first overall pick and Tobias Harris in exchange for those 3 first-round picks and Jaren Jackson. I'm gonna try and work something else out here. I'm going to add Jake Meyer to this trade and see if this works. They disagree. I'm going to add our 2027 first-round pick because we have 2 next year and 2 in 2027 as well. So I'm going to offer them our pick in 2 years, but top 10 protection on that to add a star and a half. And they will say no. I'm going to add Zubats to this trade and take off Meyer and those other 2 picks. So 3 first rounders for this season and Zubats. And they will say no. I'm going to add our first round pick in 2 years back to this trade. And they will say no. I've replaced pick 12 with pick 8. And now let's still say no. All right. This might be a lot, but Ronnie Jordan, I think, is the best player by far in this draft, and he would be a huge piece to add on both sides of the ball. This is a ballsy move, but we're going to try and trade pick 8 overall, pick 22, pick 27, Zubats, a first-round pick next year, and a first-round pick the year after that to get the first overall pick. And they have agreed to the offer. So a massive trade to get this pick. And now we're going to be taking Ronnie Jordan. We've taken him. And we got him from Duke. First overall pick. The Scouts got their guy in a big trade that could be a lot. But we had a lot of draft capital. A lot of moving pieces that we could use. And I think that we still have one more first round pick. We still have a pick next year and a pick after that. So we pretty much just get rid of extra picks to get the best player in this entire draft. Now, my plan now is to get a player known as Dwayne Watts. He is a center, and he is the top center, I believe. But I think that Dion Gilmore is supposed to go earlier than he is. So I want to get one of those guys. Once one of them goes, I'm going to try and trade up to get him as well. So we'll send a pick, and the Heat will trade pick 2 to the Spurs. Mike Conley and this pick for DeJounte Murray and a pick in 4 years. And the Spurs select power forward Ming-Yu Wong out of Syracuse. The Cavs with pick 3 take small forward Jess Kennedy out of Wake. The Spurs have pick 4. They take Damian Hunt, point guard out of USC. So we have pick 12 right now. So with pick 5, Portland will select small forward Javon Harrington out of Indiana State. So both centers still there. Pick 6. The Suns will trade this pick. A lot of trades here for Tobias Harris and Eric Paschall. So the Lakers will trade back into the top 6, and they take Roger Barnett out of Q. So 2 Syracuse players going top 6. And pick 7, there goes Dwayne Watts. So now, I gotta trade again with the Lakers. Are you serious? I don't think they'll take Dwayne. I don't think they take, maybe I try to trade for Dwayne Watts from the Bulls. Maybe I try that. I'll try that. See if that happens. I can't trade for Watts right now, so I hope that whoever's up next does not take the other center. So the Lakers take Junior Haynes. Okay. I think I'll try and trade up here with the Grizzlies. They have pick 9. So I'll try and trade up, and we'll take Dion Gilmore. I guess we have to wait and see, because they don't want to take this deal. So the Grizzlies with pick 9 take Bert Hayes instead of Dion Gilmore. So he's still on the clock, or he's still there. They say no. Guess we have to wait a little bit longer. So the Sonics with pick 10 take Dion Gilmore. God damn it. All right, there's still one center left that is worth taking. The Magic take a point guard, Dedrick Neal out of Alabama, and now we're on the clock. So the options right now are Lewis Martin Jr., 74 overall, 19 years old. He's 6'11", weighs 259. God, he's like not even supposed to really go right here. It's supposed to go much later on. But I don't want to trade back, really. There's, he's got, let's see, he can shoot the mid-range, sort of. A- post defense, A- rebounding. But there's also Roy Valentine. They don't have him fully scouted, but he does have A post defense and A rebounding. And he's also 6'11", out of California. I think Valentine right now is the best option. I think I'm going to go Roy Valentine right here. Despite it being a kind of a reach, I think I'm going to take him. Take Valentine, and apparently he was an obvious steal. And Lang Whitaker had this guy going 10 picks earlier, which is kind of surprising. Rest of the lottery here, the Pacers take Nando Mane out of high school. The Pelicans take Wally Jefferson out of high school, point guard. The Wizards select Josh Garnett. And the Mavericks, last pick of the lottery here, they take Lewis Martin Jr. out of UVA. So I'm going to send the rest of this draft, and we'll compare our players to the rest of the draft. But I am definitely satisfied. All right, the moment of truth. Ronnie Jordan was a 77 overall at 19 years old, nine badges. He's a slashing shot creator, and his top 3 things are mid-range scoring, inside scoring, and 3-point scoring. So pretty much just a straight-up scoring guy that can play 3 to 4 positions right now. He's got A- inside scoring, A mid-range, B 3-point, B+ playmaking, B+ defense. I love that. A- athlete. Potential is B-, but I don't care. This guy can be a star. For his badges, he has 3 shooting badges: catch and shoot, difficult shots, mismatch expert. 3 playmaking badges: downhill, glue hands, and quick first step. And for defense, he's got 3 as well: ball stripper, off-ball pest, and tireless defender. This guy can do everything. No weaknesses. He is smooth on the court. Knack for making stops every now and then. Nice shooting form. That's awesome. Mingyu Wang went second overall, 77 overall, paint defender, 20 years old. Jess Kennedy, 73 overall. Damian Hunt, 13 badge, 78 overall point guard. Javon Harrington, no badges but 75 overall. Lakers got Barnett, 76 overall. Dwayne Watts was a 77 overall paint defender. And he can shoot, can rebound, can defend. B- potential. Did anybody have higher than B+ in these top 7 picks? So far, no. Nobody top 7 had A- potential. So then there's Junior Haynes. He can rebound and defend. B potential. Bert Hayes, one of the top centers as well. Probably the best potential player in this draft. Then Dion Gilmore, who I was trying to get. Apparently not that good. Hey guys, Future Stumpy here. And I forgot to sort of explain how potential works, because at this time of recording this video, I was unsure of how it worked, but there are 3 kinds of potentials. There's minimum, maximum, and average. And the potential that is shown on player cards is actually the average potential, not the max potential. Most players have a pretty high max potential and like a pretty average potential, but each of those potentials has a percent, like a boom percent and a bust percent and an average percent. So whichever one of those is highest is pretty much the likelihood of them playing to that level. So if one of these players, say, has like 92 max potential and the boom percent is like a 95, then they pretty much will almost always reach that potential by their peak age. But the average is still the average, so that's still also a likely possibility. So potential actually not important, or not as important as I might think or you might think. Magic took Dedrick Neal. He can score, play make, good athlete, B+ potential. And now Roy Valentine, glass cleaning lockdown, 74 overall, 3 badges, 19 years old, 6'11", 231, and he can shoot the mid-range jumper. He's got A- post defense and A rebounding. I love that. He's got B+ potential. Let's go. Okay, we hit on that pick for sure. So I am actually very happy with our draft. That's promising as hell. So here's the brief look at the rest of the draft. The quality kind of drops off after our pick. Second round, any surprises here? Anybody like above like 74? There was Gary Stewart by the Magic, 74 overall. And there was also Chris Hayes, 74 overall. And there you go. A really good draft for us. And the badges, I forgot about the badges for Roy Valentine, are going to be... 3 defense and rebounding badges. No surprise there. Hustler, post lockdown, and rebound chaser. Okay, I'll take it. We're going to sign both rookies to their deals, of course. No question about that. Team player options. Wiggins has declined his option. That's okay. And we're going to accept Cage's 2-year team option. So I think Ronnie Jordan will probably start as the small forward of our team. So yeah, let's go. Qualifying offers. I am going to offer one here to Wade Webb. He's the only guy that I can offer one to. So I'm going to offer him a $6 million qualifying offer. Because I would like to see him come back, but he would come off the bench most likely for us. Because I think I would go with probably Cage, Weaver, Jordan, Jackson, and maybe Roy Valentine as our starting 5 next season. But we'll see how that goes. So before moratorium, we have 7 players on roster. We have Jaren Jackson, Weaver, Ronnie Jordan, BJ Mason, Quincy Cage, Jake Meyer, and Roy Valentine. Those are our 7 on roster players right now. Let's go check who is available in moratorium. We have a massive free agent class right here. There's Giannis, Tatum, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Suggs, Kyrie, Evan Mobley, John Collins, B.I., Ben Simmons, and more. So a lot of options here for us to go to, but we have a lot of cap hold. So we got to figure out how to deal with that first. So right now, the cap hold is pretty much because of everyone that we did not give an offer to. We gave the qualifying offer to Webb, so if I just renounce the rights, I think everything will be okay. So might have to wait until after moratorium to try and sign somebody, but we would have about $30 million in cap room. So let's advance. And Cunningham will agree to a 4-year deal, $150 million for the Pistons. He's going to go back on the restricted offer, and I'm going to just keep going until we reach actual free agency. Meanwhile, other players agree. I don't want to sign any of these top guys, but some lower guys will sign as well. Tatum will go to the Bucks. Giannis to the Jazz if they actually go through with these deals. Green returns to the Rockets. Suggs goes back to the Magic. Mitchell goes to the Supersonics. B.I. returns to New Orleans. Vucevic also joins Tatum on the Bucks. Jamal Murray returns to Denver. Wow. All right, day 1 of unrestricted free agency. Mitchell does not actually take his offer, but Tatum goes to Milwaukee. Giannis goes to Utah. So I guess that... who is with Giannis in Utah now? I don't know. But Kyrie goes to Philadelphia. Mobley returns to the Cavs. B.I. returns to New Orleans. Beasley goes to the Clippers. I think he was already there. Okongwu goes to the Thunder. I think he was already there as well. Or maybe he was on the Hawks. Cam Reddish returns to the Hawks. So let's figure things out. We have a lot of options here, but I don't know who I want. So we have about $30 million cap room, and we got to sign pretty much 7 players. So probably can get 2 to 3 pretty decent players, and then the rest will probably just go on vet minimum deals. So I'll try and find players right now. My first move here is to try and get Chuma Okeke. He can score at 2 levels, can play defense, and can, he just can score and can play defense. That's all I want. He wants $11 million per year. I'll lower that offer a little bit. He wants a 3-year deal. We'll lower this a little bit. And I think this right here is the deal that I want to give to him. Okiki will offer him. My next move is to actually try and sign a shooting guard, because I'm going to put Jordan at the small forward spot. And I want to get Bones Highland because he is a good system match. He can shoot from all 3 levels, can play defense, and can play make. So he wants about 13 mil, so that would take up most of the rest of the cap space, but I can try and make it work. So we'll lower this, and gonna offer this to him. And don't know if he would start over Wade Webb. We'll see how Wade Webb can progress if we bring him back. I don't know if he can, but we'll do this. And let's go advance one day. So actually right now Wade Webb is not even restricted because I guess we pronounced his right. So we could just bring him back on a small deal. He wants only $6 million. If I lower it, he won't get any other offer, so he might just take it. So if I just lower this a little bit and get him on the cheap, then that could work in our favor. He declines the offer though, so gotta try again. We'll try one more time here. Lower it down to like here maybe. So Okiki will sign to be our backup power forward. That's a really good signing for us to have off the bench. He'll sign 3 years, $32 million. So we got him. Have 19 million cap space still. Bones Highland will also agree to a 2-year, $23 million deal for us. So we still have Kevin to bring back Wade Webb, and he will come back as well on a 2-year, $10 million deal. So we have 10 players on roster now, pretty much our top 2 lineups, and now we got to find a couple of other players. We'll be a little bit over the cap. I'm going to try and sign John Logan here. And Logan will sign. And if this will go through, he is a pretty decent center. He's 27 years old, but he can score at all 3 levels. Defense is really good, and he can also rebound. So a really good stretch 5. And we add a good center to our roster. Probably will start, honestly, over Valentine. We're also going to sign Randolph Hall on a minimum deal. Okay, this guy can score. This guy can score A, inside scoring, A+ mid-range, A+ 3 points. Not the best defender or rebounder, but this guy is an elite offensive threat if he gets playing time. We're also going to bring in Jordan McLaughlin here to be a 3rd-string point guard should Cage or Weaver get hurt. Alright, so right now I'm going to go down to Jordan and move him to small forward. He goes up to a 79 overall. So he's going to be a beast. Now player progression. What do we get out of this? Jackson stays the same. Weaver goes up to an 84, 85 overall point guard. Gets better mid-range, playmaking, rebounding, IQ. Ronnie Jordan, obviously because we switch his position, goes up to a 79. Bones Highland goes up by 2 with better scoring all around and inside defense plus IQ. John Logan gets better scoring attributes here. He could be our starting center. Very well, could be. Then Cage goes up by 2 to a 76/77. He's got 15 badges now. Meanwhile, Weaver's got 34. Jackson has 26. We'll sift through those in a second. But Cage goes up by 2, gets better mid-range and 3-point scoring plus defense and IQ. Physicals go down by a whole letter grade. Mason does not improve in overall, but gets better scoring in terms of mid-range and 3 points, but down in physical. Wade Webb pretty much stays at 75, so he's probably going to come off the bench behind Bones Highland, and he just pretty much goes down in terms of physicals as well. Jake Myers stays the same, but Valentine the rookie obviously stays the same. Randolph Hall stays the same, as does Mason Jones, and McLaughlin goes down by 1. So guys, I just got back from recording a special episode that will come right after this one, probably a day, like day after, probably. So two days in a row with an episode, but It's a little experimental episode. So I'm not going to say what it is right now, but you're just going to find out tomorrow. But we're back here with the rest of the offseason. Just going to tie up a few loose ends here. All-Star City is going to be Brooklyn, New York. Congratulations to them. Going to auto-generate the draft class. The Hoop Summit just going to sim through this. Going to advance to next season. And opening night will be against the Washington Wizards. Okay, I like that matchup to start the year. And a look at our roster before we end here. We've got Jaren Jackson as our best player. Weaver, 84 overall point guard. Ronnie Jordan, our third best overall player apparently. Had some good highlights from the next episode that I will show you guys. Okiki, our backup power forward, is a 79 overall. Bones Highland, probably our starting shooting guard. 79 overall. John Logan, our starting center. 79 overall. Quincy Cage up to a 77 now. Mason, 75. Wade Webb, 75. Valentine, 75. I think he is going to play over Jake Meyer, who's a 74 right now. Randolph Hall, who also has some good attributes here. A 74. He might not play much this year unless Okiki or Jackson get hurt. Then you got Mason Jones and McLaughlin, but I think we have a promising team right here. I'll get the coach game plan set up real quick. But I will do the badges and the training between now and next episode, so don't worry about that. Weaver will play 34 per game. I think right now this looks pretty good to me. But I do want Logan playing a little bit more. And I think I might go with a 10-man lineup this time around, because I want to get Valentine some playing time. So I'm going to lower Okiki down to like 24. I'll put Cage down to 20. Mason I'll put down to 18. Webb will get 18. And I want to lower some. I'll lower 3 for Jackson, just a tad bit. We'll lower more for Okiki because I want to get some good playing time for Valentine. So 20, 20, 18. Let's make it 15 for Mason. He doesn't shoot that well. Valentine will get 17 for starters. And there you go for your lineup. It's going to be Weaver, Deshaun Highland, Ronnie Jordan, Jaren Jackson, and John Logan as your starting 5. Okiki is going to be your 6th man and your backup power forward, followed by Cage, backup point guard. Webb, backup shooting guard, will play 18 minutes per game. Roy Valentine will be our backup center, as that rookie will get some good playing time here. And Mason will come off the bench as well with 15 minutes per game. And then for this, I want our third scoring option to be Ronnie Jordan. For the offensive focus, I think I'll go back to the pick and roll offense for now. And we'll keep everything else where it is right now. And that will be that. So, game plan set up, lineup set up. That's what you have right there. Tell me what you guys thought. And if you guys enjoyed this off season, please like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts on our moves. If we improved, I think we improved vastly, because John Logan, which you'll see in the next episode, expands what we can do on offense tenfold by his ability to shoot the 3. Because Nurkic can't shoot the 3, Meyer can barely shoot it, but John Logan can knock those down like a motherfucker. So I'm hyped for what he can do, and the offense should have vastly improved here. I think that Weaver improving Jackson being the same, running Jordan joining our team and being better than Wiggins, I think, overall. Nashawn Highland being probably a better overall shooting guard than Wade Webb is on both sides of the ball. And then, of course, as I said, John Logan. But I think that our lineup overall got better. I think having a 10-man lineup will expand what we can do with our backups. So I'm hyped for the season. But we have one little buffer episode between now and the opening night against the Wizards. So look forward to that episode because it's pretty cool. And until that one, thanks for watching and take care.